6 p.m. Okay.
Sometime.
Boom.
Good evening and welcome to the August 25th, 2026 meeting of the Leominster Conservation Commission. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. My name is Jesse Burka. I'm the Conservation Agent for the City of Leominster. At this time, please silence your devices and let me confirm which members are present. Nick Venti, Mike Seeke,
Here.
Rich Gullick,
Here.
Chuck Raymond,
Here.
Jordan Bashan,
Here.
and our new member Paula Hashig. Welcome. All right, I will let you take over, Rich.
Okay, to start, we'll say hello to Paula, who is the newest commissioner. Would you care to give us your elevator speech, so to speak, of your background?
Sure.
What brought you to join this commission?
Sure. Education-wise, I studied at Northeastern University many decades ago, I guess only two. Political science, environmental science, international relations, which took me into a career for almost a decade with the US EPA, both in the Region 1 office, New England, as well as headquarters in DC. Went on from there to go into utilities, where I was there for another almost decade, ending with being the head of responsible business. So it was a global role for the US and the UK, so reported right into the PLC in London. Was recruited over to financial services, did the same thing, responsible business, climate change, environmental impact, that sort of thing. And I've also started my own consultancy, which is called the Planet A Group, where I do much of this work for myself. And I'm here today because some of the work I'm doing on AI isn't as rounded out, I would say, on the environmental side. And I knew there was a spot here for me, so here we are.
Okay. What part of EPA did you work for? What part?
What office? I served all of them. I was primarily usually based in the regional administrator's office, but started my career off the back of Hurricane Katrina. So a lot of emergency response, resiliency planning, that sort of thing, which spanned, office of air, every office, water, all of that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody here who would like to address the commission on something that is not on the agenda? We can jump it ahead. Didn't think so. We usually don't. So our next issue of business is a certificate of compliance for 39 Leggett Hill Road, DEP number 199-1135. Commissioner Venti, did you get out there and look at it?
I did.
Excellent. And what'd you think?
It meets the plan.
Okay.
There's a little bit more erosion that I'd like to see, but
More erosion you'd like to
a
see?
little bit more erosion that I'd like to see, but
But it
it's
met
okay.
the plan.
Yeah, I mean it's stable.
Okay.
It's stable. I'd like to maybe we could encourage these applicants to be a little bit more prompt on their slope stabilization or the planting of the grass or whatnot.
Okay.
But not bad.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it all, fine.
Anybody else had a question? We talked about this last week.
Looked like your classic lawn that, is grown in per year. Fairly stable. I'm sure it'll fill in more in the future, as they tend to do.
Okay. We talked about this last week. It doesn't make a difference as to whether or not Paula can vote on it, correct? Because it's not a
No.
hearing,
Yeah, it's not a hearing.
so she could vote on it if she
Yeah.
wants. So Paula, you can vote if you want or not. We're all gonna accept the word of these two that it was in good shape. So would anybody like to make a motion to issue this certificate of compliance for 39 Leggett Hill Road?
I'll make that one.
Thank you, Chuck. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Nick.
Sure.
Okay.
Jesse?
How do you vote on that? Nick,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Rich,
Aye.
Chuck,
Aye.
Jordan,
Okay.
and are you voting or are you abstaining, Paula?
I'm going to abstain since I wasn't here last week.
Fair enough. All right.
Okay. So our continued hearing tonight, there are no new hearings. A continued hearing is a notice of intent filed by Mike Valley for a multi-year aquatic vegetation management program at Lake Samoset. The DEP number is
Let me pull up that email.
I have it if you want it.
Oh, you got one, huh? There you go.
What's the number, Paula?
WMO4-0001263.
That's not the DEP number, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's the license.
What year?
So it's 1991238.
There we go.
Oh, you have the file number, not the license number.
Yeah, fair enough then.
Okay, so, Mike, here to present, anything to say? I guess,
I guess, should I go up?
Come on up.
Yep.
And Mike, you've approached, we discussed the subject, we
Come on
heard
up, Jan.
many things
helping.
about
Yeah,
why to do this work. What I think we're most interested in tonight is response to DEP's comments.
Okay. Do you have those up?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So they did ask a number of,
Do you want me to pull up your responses?
Yeah, so please introduce yourself and give your addresses. Thank you, Chuck.
oh, sorry. Michael Valley, 21 Pine Road, Leominster.
Jan McDaniel, 24 Lake Shore Drive, Leominster.
And Dr. Velick, I should recuse myself from this vote.
That's fine, because you have a resident, a structure and property on the lake,
I do.
so you shall. You are now a visitor, and welcome to speak when the public section calls.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Okay, so DEP issued their DEP number and a number of comments, and we sat down and collaborated on our comments this weekend and provided them to the DEP. And these were our responses. I don't know how in-depth you want me to go on these. I don't know if you've reviewed.
This is your response here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So number one, where it says one, was their comment. So they're saying ecological restoration limited projects are required, the submittal of an appendix A, blah, blah, blah. So we're saying we did not submit this as an ecological
Yeah,
restoration.
I didn't get
project.
that comment at all.
No. And then we also talked about, we also put some of the performance criteria in there in our comments of why this, why we met the standard NOI criteria. So we provided all of this information about using existing boat ramps. We did not put this in as a limited ecological restoration project. We're touching less than 50% of the actual lake, the body of the water.
Sir, we calculated it above that amount at the last meeting.
Well, it was 54%. I just said we're not touching with
That
less
is
than
over
50%.
50, sir, not less than. Sorry to be picky, but that's more than half. 54, right?
Yep, 54.
Yeah. Okay. So is that, what did the,
So I thought we were touching 46%. We were leaving 54%, touching 46%.
no, sir, there was an error in the math.
There was,
And
and
we went through that, and I think I can come up with it here. I thought it was 60-something.
And I actually provided Jesse with the updated numbers on.
It wasn't that one.
And maybe I'm wrong. I am dyslexic, so I don't want to put too much credence in what I'm saying.
Maybe it's right here.
The numbers.
Actually, give me just a second, because I want to make sure we're going through this. 64%, sir.
So the Eastern Cove treatment area is 291,092 square feet. Proposed square footage of the western is 538, for a total of 830,013 square foot. Leaves approximately 54% of Lake Samoset total square feet untreated.
Okay. Give me those numbers again, because you gave me different, must have been different numbers the last time.
I'll give you this.
Sorry, Chuck.
Can I give you this?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but I
It
want to
has
make
the
sure.
number, it has the numbers right on it. You can,
Okay.
it's about in the middle of the page, right under the scope.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm reading.
Okay?
Yeah, the 30, okay, Eastern Cove is dropped from 312,942 to 291,092.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you made a change, or?
Yeah, because the original one was written on what was approved in the previous DEP for the lily pad mowing that we had done in the past. So I corrected that number to what we had mapped out and provided to the commission.
Okay. We still got the same 17,560. Just give me a Because we went through this last time and came up with a much different number, so I would like to.
That number could, that 300,000 something versus what we have is, probably accounts for it.
Okay, I get 46% now. Okay.
So,
46% is being touched or being left alone?
That is being touched. That was what was being touched.
Okay,
The 800, project area of 830,000
okay.
is now less than, but it was not, it was a 64% when they last met here. The square total project area, 1,785. Yeah, that was not the project area, that was the total of the lake. Right. Okay. And you're down to 830,000 instead of 1,142,000. Okay. Okay, the numbers have changed.
okay,
Sorry about the
Do
delay.
you want the piece of paper back, Mike?
oh, sure.
We'll need that, this revised.
Okay, and I
For us
did give
to
the
approve, I
revised
want the
copy
right numbers
to
in
Jesse.
here.
Yeah, I did give the revised copy to Jesse. So he
Okay,
has
thank
it.
you.
So our point was, we're touching less than 50% of the lake, so we're leaving 54% untouched, right? You just came up with the same number as me. So, we put in our comments that, we're leaving much of the naturalized part of the lake, which is the back coves, which are cattails, which are lily pads, which are areas that are just naturalized, right? And that's where the migratory birds and our natural habitat lives. We're leaving all that untouched. So we put that in our comments. We all expect water quality to not be impacted by any of this work because we're pulling weeds out of the water column. Yes, we'll be disturbing roots, but that falls back down. Can you go
Yeah.
further down?
I will.
Not everything, sir, will fall back down. The dissolved metals are gonna come out and get into the water that are dissolved in anoxic, conditions of the sediment. They will get oxygenated. Things can suspend, they won't all settle back down. But, doesn't mean it bothers us. Just technically disagreeing with it.
Minimum, okay. Let's see, approximate area bordering vegetated wetlands and length of bank alterations should be quantified in section B of the NOI. A restoration protocol must be provided with the NOI. So we said that we're using the existing boat ramps. We're not going into naturalized banks, we're not cutting in so that we can bring the equipment in. Our maps show that we're not touching any of the banks, we're not altering any land, everything is land underwater. So that was our comment back to them for that particular
I
comment.
had the same thought when I read it. I didn't know what they were asking about, the banks and the wetlands and so
Yeah, it's
on.
almost like sometimes they don't even read the NOI. I mean, the application.
Yep. The location, species, and coverage of targeted aquatic plant species should be shown on plan of the lake and submitted. My comment back to that was basically saying, we showed the map, we outlined an area that we're planning on targeting. We have milfoil, we have bushy pondweed, all of that is interspersed with each other. We have lily pads that are growing up. When you have milfoil grow up, you have less flow, causes lily pads to grow. Everything is just, it's all interspersed in those areas. So it's not like I can say, here we have bushy pondweed, here we have Eurasian milfoil. So that was my comment back to them, was to create a map with more granularity is nearly impossible on our lake at this current time. And then the last comment they had was harvesting volumes must not exceed 99 cubic yards. If it does, we need to provide a 401 water quality certification. We gave a number of reasons that really we're just pulling plant matter out of the water. We're not, incidental sediment will be coming up, but in no large amounts. It's just plant matter. Let's see, what else is there?
Do you have an estimate of how much plant matter you do expect to harvest?
This is our first year doing it, so the anticipation is somewhere close to 100 cubic yards.
Okay, about that.
And the mower, the piece of equipment, the harvester itself can take 3 cubic yards at a swipe. So we can actually start counting.
Really?
When they deposit 3 cubic yards, then we start the calculator going.
Is that compacted at all?
Not yet, it will.
Okay, it will
It
get
will.
compacted in the dumpster,
Well,
so,
it's not, So it goes by conveyor into a spot in the boat that holds 3 cubic
Right.
yards. Dumps in there, they reverse the conveyor into a trailer. So there's no compacting that we're doing.
Yeah.
And then from there, the trailer will then deposit it off-site.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
Natural compaction.
guys, 1 second, please. Give me a second, I'll come to you next. My only thought there, and I guess it's a suggestion to help you, is once this is getting a dumpster, they're going into dumpsters.
No,
No, they're not.
Trailers.
no.
Trailers.
Yep, we have 2 composting facilities. It's only going in 1 trailer. So what they do is they fill up their boat with 3 cubic yards. They dump it into the trailer. The trailer will hold 3 boatloads of
Only
material.
3, okay.
Only 3.
Okay, I was picturing a bigger dumpster, and you might get some weight settling within the dumpster. That would give you an advantage to wait and just say, I got 20 cubic yards here, instead of 3 plus 3. Okay, it's up to you
And
guys.
if we had the luxury of letting it dry out somewhere for 2 weeks, we
Right.
would have, according to C&D, we'd have about 1/8 of the actual weight and material.
Well, you'll
It's
have less
just-
weight, it does, certainly the water's gonna take up some volume, and affect you more on the weight than it will on the volume.
Yep.
For sure. Chuck?
Well, that was my question. Do we know if the 99 cubic yards is wet volume or dry volume? We probably didn't say, did they?
No, it's volume, so it doesn't matter. If it was weight, it would matter, but it's volume,
Right, so,
so that's,
but you can't let it dry on site, so.
And just for your information, we posed that question to the DEP,
Mhm.
stating, from your guidelines, it states that sediment, it states that 100 cubic yards of sediment. What is sediment? There's no definition of sediment in any of their documentation.
it says, oops, sorry, it says sediment and not the whole material.
Just, it says sediment, and then it says removal of materials, there's a weird word that they use, I'm sorry, I don't remember. So we sent that back to the DEP. They said, you need to talk to David Wong, who's the one who wrote the regulations. And he said that is anything underwater, and anything under the high water mark. So anything we remove under the high water mark is counted towards that 99 cubic yards.
Okay. Even if it's not sediment,
Even if it's.
they're calling it sediment.
Yep.
It's
So,
an
I'm just-
inclusive word for that specific case. Okay.
I don't agree with that, you know, because it all falls into dredging. We're not dredging. Like, all that verbiage all falls into dredging. When you look at the regulations, it's all about dredging. When it gets to that section, we're not touching the bottom other than the disturbance from
It
pulling.
disturbs it, but it's not as though it's the Hudson River with PCBs from General Electric or something, they're trying to dredge it, which is where I would think this came from, something along that. I couldn't understand why necessarily.
Yeah.
Mike, you had things you wanted to ask?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, covered.
So that's where we're sitting today. Those are the comments that we gave to DEP, and then the DEP came back with another set of comments. Do you want to bring those up, Jesse? If you could.
Actually, Mr. Chair, could I say one thing? We did do combined mowing several years ago, and mowing is quite different. The roots stayed intact, but we did haul material out of the same type of material minus the roots. And within 30 minutes of the plant material being deposited on the bank, I would estimate the volume went more than half. Reduced in half. It just went away. I mean, it goes down to nothing.
No, I wouldn't say
Simply
nothing.
due to the water running off?
Oh, yeah, just the water, and I mean,
It
the
dehydrates.
soil over there, the gravel is unbelievable. I mean, there's no standing water, virtually no standing water that you see
Okay.
very often, and the water just leaches right away.
Well, if you can find a way to give it a little more time, maybe to drain or something, it might
Yeah,
give
we
you
did-
more
we-
leeway with the volume. So
Yeah.
I guess the question that folks will ask, are you willing to keep this to 99 or less cubic yards?
That's to move forward, yes.
Okay, that's all we need, that's what I need to know.
So we provided those responses to DEP, and Judy came back with these comments. Thank you for your response. Please be aware that lake-wide aquatic plant management products do not meet the performance standards for work within land underwater bodies. So I don't know why they're classifying this as lake-wide aquatic plant management. We specified areas in the lake that we were going to be touching. But to her, it reads as a lake-wide aquatic plant management project. Therefore, this work can only be permitted as an ecological restoration limited project, and we need to complete Appendix A. So this is where we sit, like, where are we? Because it doesn't feel to us like it's an ecological restoration. To the state, it seems like it's a state.
The guidance we received when we started working on this in January was
Was
that
what?
this was not an ecological restoration program. So
We're not
that's,
remaking new wetlands.
no,
which is how I
We're
know
not
we
moving,
did
we're
it.
not redistributing, we're not putting anywhere, no.
this would be Appendix A. It's 17 pages.
17 pages.
It requires us to spend a tremendous amount of time and money to comply with this by getting various studies done, and, I mean, it's onerous. We're a 40-acre lake.
I would expect it would be owners, and I would question as to whether or not it would be practical, because I could sure get into arguments over somebody, well, how the sampling's gonna work, how often do you need to do it, how, you know, if you're taking enough representative, this is not homogeneous. If there were PCBs, for example, dumped somewhere, it's gonna be in one isolated spot. How do you know you're gonna catch it? I don't get the utility of that. And I don't know the details, I haven't looked at the 17 pages, but I don't get it, so.
Frankly, it's kind of a nightmare.
Well, this is, I didn't see this one up, I don't know when it came through, I saw the earlier one, up to 99. This
For
one
Judy reply, yeah.
total, kind of ties our hands a little more. Hey, Chuck, you got a thought on
Question,
that?
Jesse, what are your thoughts? If we were to approve this, and the DEP caught wind of it in light of their comments, what then? Do you have any idea?
I mean, they have the right to appeal any decision that you guys make.
Okay.
I think that what you guys should do, if you are considering, you know, making a vote tonight, is in that comment, where did I just put it? Ba-ba-ba. So Lakewide aquatic plant management projects do not meet the performance standards for work within land under water bodies, and then that's the actual reg, so 10564A 3 and 4, which we have right here. This is 10556 continued, 4A. So 3 and 4 right here are what DEP says that the project as proposed is not meeting these performance standards.
And what are the numbers again?
The one's right here. I'll
No,
try
no,
to-
the-
3 and, it's 10564 4A 3 and 4. So I think that if you were considering voting with, you know, what they said in mind, you would want to read these, which I can read them out loud right now if you would like, and if you think that the project is meeting these performance standards, then, you know, then that's your take, and you can make a vote on that, and if they disagree and they want to appeal it, then obviously they have that right.
Probably gonna join Rich up there, 'cause I can't see anything from back there.
Fair enough.
I think, and again, as chair, I'm not supposed to take a position one way or the other, but just an environmental scientist and engineer, I don't see how, if we leave this stuff there, if you leave the plants there, it will remove habitat by dying, decaying, and so on.
That's
You will
our
hurt the
goal.
lake, you will kill the lake. Our choice is that, chemicals, or this method, or have you go broke by having to go through the sampling program that I would question whether or not it would, what its purpose is and why, what are they looking for in the first place? One thing we could do potentially is have the chair, myself or this commission talk directly to DEP, but I'm not sure that would necessarily help. I battled with DEP much in my previous life, so.
Part of the challenges with all this, as you know, as Jesse knows, is, you know, we submitted this on June 17th. They didn't file it until the 10th. And they didn't actually give us a DEP number until we contacted John Cronin and Natalie Higgins to both say, guys, it's been over 50 days for these guys. They're waiting to get this project going. They have to do it by the end of August. Can you at least give them a DEP number in your comments?
And we're on
And
August
it took
25th.
3 days. It took 3 days, and we finally got a number with their comments. So now we're at the end of our cycle to be able to complete this, and we're scrambling to try to answer all these questions and figure out what the right way to go is, so.
Well, if they say that, and, you know, I don't know, I don't know what the, 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 I don't know what the I think the capacity of the land to provide breeding habitat, escape cover, and food for fisheries increases when you do this.
That's our goal.
I think that increases, it doesn't decrease. So I wouldn't agree with that. Anybody
We have a
else?
What's your reasoning?
Because otherwise, it's gonna die. They're gonna not have enough oxygen because the plants
Fair
are
enough.
gonna degrade and so on. They live and then they die. That's what happens when you live, you die.
We have a standing NOI for chemical treatments. What we have noticed is that kills them, they drop down.
Oh, they still stay
So
there.
we're accumulating eutrophication by throwing chemicals in the
Right.
water, diquat, which probably in 5 years, that might be banned, you don't know. And so our goal is to get away from chemicals and do something that's more environmentally sensitive than throwing chemicals in a body of water that eventually flows into the Nashua.
You don't have to convince this group, is my impression.
I'm
Yeah.
still trying.
You don't
I won't
seem
give
to
up.
need to, Jan.
Preaching to the choir, yes, I get it.
I just,
I
you
have
know,
the
our
Yeah, no,
hands
it's
get
just
tied.
another example of bureaucrats that not making sense.
That's what it feels
Jan,
like.
Mike, also, Dicot was primarily targeting the milfoil, correct?
Correct.
In effect, the milfoil is still there. So
Worse than
throw
most of
chemicals
them.
in for no good reason, spend money, kill fish. I can almost guarantee you that people around the lake will say out loud that the coloration of the water after the Dicot treatment changed. It changed to a brown. The invertebrate population went away. Snails, mussels were greatly reduced, and they're back now.
So we used to treat with 2,4-D. 2,4-D would be a much harsher chemical.
Much harsher.
And a lot of that is truly 2,4-D. I don't know about the dicot part.
But
But
it's
chemicals
not-
in
And for us to accept that, because it would need to be documented in some sense.
I know.
No offense, but.
No,
Yeah,
none taken.
appreciate that.
So that's what we're presenting. That's our stance. That's what we've been through. It's been a rough couple of weeks trying to
Okay.
move this forward. We are on a very tight timeline.
Give us a-
We were gonna put all the material in Shoreland Farms. Shoreland Farms was gonna take it all, and then they backed off on that. We scrambled to find another place to put it, so now
You
we
can
have.
take it on Jungle Road, right?
They won't take it. Nope,
They won't take this?
they will not take it. 'Cause
Why
it's a-
did Sean Farms back out?
Because of the time of year.
Oh,
Because to take this much material, 50 yards, 80 yards, we don't even know, right? To take that, deposit it in one of their gardens, they have to then tend to it, they have to flip it, they have to add wood chips to it, they have to cover it if it's gonna rain. So the manager, John, is like, that's a lot of work for me to do during our busiest time of year.
Fair enough.
So our plan is give him some, so he knows.
Okay, you can always rent a dumpster, put it in a dumpster, and have them haul it away to the
So
garbage dump.
quality.
For hundreds of dollars, not tens of thousands.
Over by the DPW barn, there's a quality over there. They'll take it. It's gonna cost about $3,000 to take up to 100 yards. So they're
Then
charging $30 a yard for this material that we know is just gonna evaporate to nothing.
Consider, I would think it might be cheaper I just remember last time I got a dumpster in my driveway. I didn't think it was huge. I was in the hundreds, not thousands. And haul the whole thing away and dispose of it. It's up to your options. Jordan, what are you thinking on this right now? I'm gonna ask everybody.
I think I'm pretty similar to where the rest of the commission is. I think there are a lot of extra things that are being asked that I don't think are really necessary for what you're trying to achieve. Fewer chemicals, getting the weeds out, preventing the eutrophication of the pond. I think it's a reasonable ask. So I'm in favor of trying to move forward.
Okay. Nick, what do you think about this?
So, I'd like to understand Mass DEP's interpretation that this is dredging rather than mowing.
It pulls the roots up and it disturbs the dirt.
Okay. So
That's why.
because of the sediment disturbance.
They're not deliberately bringing up sediment, but clearly some is attached to the plants. There's some dirt on it. Plus you stir it up as you pull it. And it may not go all the way up to the surface, so as you mentioned, the lot will settle back down. Some may stay suspended.
But they will permit divers to do the same process, only manually.
Again,
Yeah.
not making sense.
I think with divers, it would be the same thing, and we got a clarification that they count the plant matter, it's not just the sediment, they count the plant matter towards that 100 cubic yards. So my guess is that, and we haven't had the only hand diving that we've had was the one that we share with Whalum, yes. I would imagine that they're not hand pulling over 100 cubic yards of
Right.
material.
Mm.
That'd be a lot of divers.
In Whalen, you're saying? In Lake Whalen, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we had that one, back in December, January.
So if I could summarize my impression of what I've heard from the commission and from the applicants and from DEP is that this, my impression at least of what you all think, is that this should move forward, not be delayed further,
Mm-hmm.
need to get into it. It is a benefit for all aspects that I can tell of the Wetlands Protection Act, the interests that we're here to protect. And I think if DEP wants to fight over it, if this commission wants to put forth a motion and move this forward, then I would step in the role to debate it with DEP when the time comes, if they so do. And
Have you
assist with
asked
Jesse.
for public comment yet?
No,
Okay.
I also have
No, I
a
have
number
not
of
yet.
questions.
Yes.
please.
Yep,
And,
they're detailed, so forgive me. Where do I want to start? I think first and foremost, I want to start with the water chestnut and just knowing how that's going to be handled. Does the harvesting start before or after the seed set? 'Cause that usually happens in August.
We have a tentative date of September 1st.
Okay.
So the plan was to have it done this year, towards the end of August. And at this point, our first availability is September 1st now.
So so are you harvesting through it or are you pulling it?
So at this point, to be perfectly honest, water chestnut, I took my canoe out and I went to all the areas where we've seen water chestnut in the past, and I didn't see any this year,
Okay.
to be perfectly honest. We have the milfoil still. And we do have seeds washing up. Once they fall off, that's it. They're there for 7 years. There's nothing you can do about them, but.
I know, that's why I'm asking. It's a really big ecological hazard.
Yep. But at this point, I have not seen any out
Mike, it's never been a huge, water chestnut has never been a huge problem.
there. Yep. It was something that was identified by Water and Wetland. The last time they did a weed surveying, they found a couple patches of it. And since then, through manual means, we've seen proof. For now, gotten rid of it.
Paula?
It's a tough one. I
Next.
mean, it's not an official survey. I can move to my next question though.
Okay.
You can answer to the best you can, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Form 3 shows no bank and no bordering vegetation wetland alteration, but the narrative describes temporary impacts at the boat ramp. And the eastern polygon runs over the wetland at the south end of the cove. I just wanted to understand which one of those is right.
The what? The polygon what?
So in your documentation, okay, I'll read it again because it was literally pulled right from it, so. Form 3, if you want to pull it up, shows no bank and no bordering vegetated wetland alteration, but in your narrative, that other document, right? You describe temporary impacts at the boat ramp and at the eastern polygon, like where you were trying to use the GIS to tell us where you're gonna be working.
Do you know what the eastern polygon is?
I think we dropped that because it was too close to the wetland, so we're gonna use the boat ramp exclusively.
Care about the map?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand where that was.
There's been so much. Excuse us.
It's okay.
Eastern polygon. I don't know what that would mean. What page is that on? Let me see if I can,
I don't have the page on there, I'm sorry.
I would assume it's under staging lake access.
On Form 3.
We managed to minimize disturbance. We managed to minimize disturbance to bordering vegetated wetlands and inland bank resources. Any temporary disturbance to these resource areas will be restored to pre-disturbance conditions following each treatment season. I think that's an accurate statement. I mean, we're thinking we probably won't, but if we do, we're gonna deal with it. I mean, that's, do you read that differently? And I'm not sure what the polygon statement is, I'm
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
I'm just trying to assess if whether we have wetlands impact, basically, you know,
No.
that's all.
So we have, and that was one of the comments back to the DEP, because they kind of asked the same question, and we said, it's a packed gravel, grass ramp into the water, we're not touching naturalized banks.
Okay,
So we're gonna be going in and out of that area,
okay.
and that's the only area that's gonna be touched. And if we leave ruts, that's the only thing, potential that I could see is some type of rut, we would backfill it, seed it with approved grass seed, and be done.
Okay, that sounds good. Can I keep going? Okay, sorry, I have a lot of questions, and since this is my first meeting, if it makes more sense. to
Keep
send over
asking,
email,
I
I'll
like
keep
the
going.
details.
Okay, this is about the equipment coming from Connecticut, and working on other lakes, just how is it decontaminized? just
So I
worry
did
about
ask him.
cross-contamination.
What he told me that he does is he brings it to, they bring it back to their yard after they're done in one lake. They spray it down with chlorine water solution. So they power wash it and they spray it down with a chlorine water solution and they let it bake in the sun for, honestly, I don't remember how long, but it was more than a day.
Sounds like they have a system. Okay. The herbicide program, are you abandoning it? Will that continue?
No, we have active DEPs. We're not planning on moving forward with it. If we can, we're hoping this is a success.
Okay.
That's really our goal, is this is a much better way to move forward. And
Excuse
if it
me.
works.
But you can move forward with it if you so choose to, if this is denied. You still have the legal right to go and use
It's
those
an active
chemicals.
DEP. I think we have 4 more years on it, yes.
Okay,
We'd rather not.
so that is the threat that we have, is they have that option.
I got it.
Paula?
I'm with you, yep. And then my last question here, this is DEP file stuff, so it might be in there. Is file 199-1194 still active for the Eastern Cove? That's still going? Okay.
Yes,
And does this filing replace it or run alongside it?
alongside.
Alongside, okay. I'm good.
Okay, any other comments from the commissioners? Anybody from the audience want to add anything? Okay. I take a motion to close the public hearing portion of this.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Chuck. Just closing the public hearing portion.
A second.
Thank you. Jordan?
Oh, my God. How do you vote, Nick?
Nay.
You don't want to close the public hearing?
No,
Okay.
I want to hear more from, I want to continue the discussion with Mass DEP.
Mike?
I'm not voting.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you abstained. Rich?
Oh, that kind of threw me a loop.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ready to vote on this.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm gonna vote yes, to close the public. Chuck?
Okay.
We're,
Yeah.
we're in the middle of the motion.
Yeah, yeah, aye.
Okay, so
Jordan?
2, I, 1, no. Jordan? Aye. Paula?
I'm gonna go
She,
nay.
Paula's not voting. She wasn't
They're
here for all
abstaining.
the previous
Oh,
ones.
okay.
You
Ah,
see
yeah.
all the videos.
So,
Oh, yeah,
Well, you
right.
can,
Okay.
Paula, if you watched all the videos of the previous meetings,
I have not.
but to do that, so you can, sorry, but you can't vote on this one.
That's fair.
okay, so that's 3-1, yeah, so hearing is closed. Okay, the public portion is closed.
So before I move forward, I'd like to find out from Nick, what is it you want to know from DEP?
Well, we need they bring an understanding of this project that we did not consider. And
That being which part? The,
that it qualifies as dredging, and that it needs Appendix A filled out.
Can I just say
As,
one
and that it's a ecological restoration. So they have a very different interpretation of this than we do, and as such, it requires different, it requires more information from that perspective.
I'm frustrated in that we've waited months and months and months for this, to get that input that totally switches this around. That troubles me. Sir, you did want to make another comment.
Dredging was my word, not DEP's word. I said they're treating this like we're dredging.
Right,
Like, I just want to make sure there's been no comments, they've never said this is a dredging project. I just want to make sure that's clear.
Yeah.
I just said the verbiage around the removing of 99 cubic yards or more that's what was their concern, and a lot of that verbiage is all around dredging, when I read through the regulations.
Well, they also referred you to the dredging specialist, right?
The person who put
Yes.
that,
So
the regulations in place that said no more than 99 cubic yards, and what makes up that 99 cubic yards, yes.
I'd like to see a consistent interpretation of this proposal between this body and Mass DEP.
So would I, and I don't think we'll ever
Yeah, I
get
don't think
it.
we're gonna get it either.
Yeah.
Well,
We can just cap,
But
if it's the dredging you're concerned about, then what, I mean, you can easily impose a condition that caps it at 99 cubic yards. They weren't, heavily opposed to that.
yeah, sure.
No, they did not oppose this.
No, I think
At
that's.
first, but this last one looks like they totally opposed it. But they didn't in the one with the 99, right? But then this last version, they
More
came back
details.
again.
More details.
Yeah.
I didn't get where that stretched a whole lot further than the previous one.
The initial comments, right?
Right.
Okay. Would you prefer us to go and take a vote tonight, sir?
Well, our
That's a-
window is,
That's a yes or no?
yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know.
Just an FYI to Mike too, if we take a vote and get this issued, which I guess we could get it issued tomorrow, you would need to wait the 10-day appeal period.
Oh,
So the work could not actually begin until September 10th.
10th?
Yeah,
It's
that would be
26th,
2 weeks from the date of issuance.
well, 10 business days.
Yeah.
10 business days, got it.
Yes, yeah.
That we can't help. And that includes DEP's time, I believe, to
Yeah,
appeal,
exactly.
as well as anybody from the audience or elsewhere. But that we can't get around that. 10-day
Understood.
period.
Yeah.
We
Do
just
you want- do you
regret
want-
that
do
we
you want to
didn't
hear
get
my-
the vote earlier.
My look of it is just because as the lake cools, these weeds are gonna start receding. And the longer we wait, we're past the period we were shooting for. September 1st is later. Now we're talking
Mhm.
September 10th. I don't know what's gonna happen. And you guys, I know it's not your concern, but this is $7,000 a day times 3 days and $3,000 to get rid of it, of private funds. And it's,
Expense is part of our concern, yes, sir.
so,
No,
So-
and- but I know you can't help it. I get it. I just want you to know why I made
Right.
that face.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Surprised we're making more faces.
Nick, I think you may get a chance to ask a lot of this if this gets voted in and then DEP appeals it. Otherwise, I would ask for a motion to approve this notice of intent and issue our standard order of conditions for the multi-year aquatic vegetation management program, Lake Samoset, DEP number 199-1238, with the understanding that the commission did not agree with some of what DEP said there, in terms of it, harming the biodiversity and the natural habitat. We believe it helps.
I think it would be wise to include a condition that you cap the removal at 99 cubic yards.
We
since
cap the
that's the
removal at
only volume.
99 cubic yards, whether you've dried it or drained it, however you do it, it's a volume basis. So you can stretch that by condensing. But yeah, with that condition that it's maximized at 99. And that you account for how you've got that math.
Mhm.
Can I ask one question about that? Is it okay if the driver of the boat keeps track of this?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you didn't
Anybody-
expect me to stand out there
as long as it's in
counting.
operation.
I will.
Is there a motion for that?
I will make that motion.
Thank you, Chuck. Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay.
How do you vote on the Jordan,
Aye.
Chuck,
Aye.
Nick,
Aye.
and Rich?
Aye.
Okay, so it's 4-0. And 2 abstain.
I would simply state that we're probably gonna need to, I would imagine, need to get our response to DEP ready for when they tell us we did wrong. So, be that
I
as it
think,
may.
I think it's something worth questioning.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
This project just seems logical to me for my 50 years in this line of work.
We'll see.
And Jesse was on every communication, so he has everything that we've heard from them and everything I've responded, so
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nothing's
Okay,
hidden.
So,
So we have that, you'll have something for us to sign soon?
Yeah, I'll probably be in touch tomorrow, get a draft, because the sooner I get
I
signatures
can
on, the sooner I
stop
can
by
actually
and
get started,
sign.
so.
So we'll get enough signatures to get.
I can come to people's homes, so whatever's easiest, we'll talk tomorrow.
We'll get it
Still gotta
done.
draft it,
It
so.
might be
Well,
tough for
thank
me,
you.
but we'll.
Good luck.
Yeah, I only need a majority, I need 4, so. if
Thank
it's
you.
tough day for you.
Okay.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
I
you, guys.
appreciate your support, thank you
We
very
really
much.
do appreciate it
welcome.
very much.
I appreciate the way you guys manage this, like as a community thing.
Yeah, you did well.
It's rare to see like a community taking responsibility for a resource the way you guys do.
Thank you.
So
Support-
I appreciate
support all
that.
of us. Thank you.
That's really,
Well,
So
our light
this
takes a village.
is the revised,
Yeah,
let me
no, I-
read that one into the record.
I like that approach.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night.
You too,
Good
Jen.
to see you, Jen.
Thanks for coming down, folks.
Yeah,
She's touched. She's touched. Yeah, thank you. So our next new hearing is a notice of intent filed by Amanda Villanello, represented for vegetation management conducted to improve sightlines for a proposed billboard at 148 to 152 Hamilton Street. That does not have a DEP number, so the representative, David Mackwell, is not here. They have asked for a continuance, but I wanted to read it into the record.
Yes, perfect.
I guess. So that is now continued.
Continue until we get a DP number, or,
Yeah,
Yes,
and
yeah,
they'll
we
come
can
back
see that.
onto the agenda and we'll hear everything. Jesse didn't think there was any reason to have them come to 2 meetings, just to say, I want to cut a few bushes down so people can see our sign.
What was that address on Hamilton
Well,
Street
that-
again?
148-152 Hamilton Street. You like that, Mike? Mike, you are welcome back into the meeting as
Thank
a
you.
commissioner,
Thank you.
no longer just a visitor.
I missed you guys
mind yourself.
Okay, next in the minutes.
and ladies.
Next in the agenda are the meeting minutes from July 28, 2026. I reviewed them and had no edits. Anybody else went through that? Yeah.
I wasn't here for July 28th, so.
Yeah, similarly, I read them and had no,
I'd like a motion to approve the July 28th minutes.
so many.
There's a motion,
I'll
second.
second.
Thank you, Mike. We got a second.
And Mike, how do you vote on that? Nick,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Rich,
Aye,
Jordan,
Hi.
perfect, okay, thank you.
Abstain.
that's okay.
Yes, perfect, I got you.
We
You got
would
shot.
actually ask people to vote if they haven't read them, if we need the votes to get it passed.
I see. I
But
did read it, yeah.
Yeah, I could have voted, but
we didn't need to.
Yeah.
Because we've had a history of not getting our minutes done and out. Also minutes for July 14th. I did review those, I think I made minor edits,
yeah,
but nothing else.
I made a handful.
Anybody else, ready to
I
go?
reviewed
There was
them.
nothing in, that was controversial in any of the changes, right? How about a motion to approve the July 14th, 2026 minutes prepared by our agent? So excellent.
So made.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay. How do you vote on that? Nick,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Rich,
Aye.
Chuck,
Aye.
and Jordan,
Hi.
all abstains, 5-0, okay. Perfect.
Next is an extension request for a approved notice of intent. This is DEP number 199-1131 for Whitney Carriage Apartments, and Jesse will fill us in on
Yes. So this is the, what is it, the falls over on Water Street, right down the road?
On Whitney and Water Street.
Exactly. And they've had a lot of difficulty. There's a pole that is National Grid's that's in the middle of that parking lot that they're redoing and adding that check-in gate to. So basically, they've been trying to get a hold of National Grid for months and months. They actually finally had them out there the other day, but this is going to expire by the end of the year. So they would like an extension so that they can, work with Grid to get that pole removed and taken out of service.
it. This does not apply to those COVID extensions they gave 2 years?
Even with that, they still,
Oh, they got the 2 years
Yes.
already? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I recall this from a while ago.
It is.
Yeah, this is an older,
Yeah.
much older one. I mean, they had probably 4 or 5 separate ones. This is the last one, so after this
Okay,
one,
maybe
they're
I'm confused
all
with
up
it,
to.
yeah. Okay.
Jesse, is there any issue with why we should not do it? Is there any time thing?
I see 0 issue.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't think there would be.
Yeah.
Any comments, commissioners?
No.
Love a motion to give this extension request, and extending it for how long? 1 year?
I think we can just do standard 3 years. Doesn't make a difference, right?
Not
It's up to you.
Yep.
I'm okay.
They're gonna finish it when they're gonna finish it, so.
3 years, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Do 3-year extension.
We're good.
A motion for a 3-year extension for Whitney Carriage Apartments, DEP number 199-1131, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Chuck.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mike.
How do you vote on that? Mike?
Aye.
Nick?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
Chuck?
All right.
Jordan?
Hi.
And Paula?
All right. Our first 6-0 vote.
Yeah, look at that. They're all different tonight.
So the next part of the meeting is commissioner comments. We got a couple things to go over tonight. The first is a deed acceptance for some property. And
Yes.
Jesse will fill us in on this. This is something that is coming from City Hall,
Yeah, so I
from
can
the mayor's office,
pull it up
requesting that
on,
we approve this as a city body that can accept land donations.
yes, so I think a lot of you are familiar with Peter Angelini. So he had, first shot would pop up, that would be nice if this would work. So it's over by the Pierce Pond subdivision that we actually just issued 3 different orders of conditions for some of the homes over there. All that the deed really says, you know, ignoring legalese, just in layman's terms, is the land is going to be reserved for conservation and passive recreation purposes, and the people that live on that subdivision are going to have access to Pierce Pond there. It doesn't, there's no plans to take on any active maintenance. It's not gonna be like, you know, Boutel or like Pierce Street conservation areas. It's just, Peter did not want it turning into a development at any point, but he wanted the people that are going to be living over there to have access to the water. So I have, and I put the deed on the drive. I mean, if people are comfortable signing, then they can sign tonight. If they want to review the actual legal language of that, that's in here on our Google Drive. And, yeah, if anyone has questions too, maybe I can.
Yeah.
I wanna show the parcel, but this won't show up.
Mike?
Yeah, is it strictly for the residents of that subdivision, or is access available to?
I believe so. I don't think that there's public access included.
Which is, that's what I wondered about. I was gonna ask the same thing, because if the city accepts it as open land, then it should be open to city residents. That'd be the one
I
catch.
don't know. I could get clarification on that, because honestly, reading through the legal document, I'm not well
Yeah.
versed.
It-
So if you want me to get clarification on that, it's not a big deal to table this to the next meeting, and I can figure that out.
I think we should.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
And if it's not, why not?
Mhm.
And
Sure.
is that legit to accept it? Otherwise, it should be.
It's not a private park. I mean, I don't wanna see a private park there.
Right.
I think the issue, well, if I can speculate, the issue will come back, traffic and parking will be an issue in there.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I could see it. I don't mind a private park there, but that would need to be private,
Is that it right there?
Yeah.
Yes.
which.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fair to ask the city to own a private park.
Right.
It's odd,
Yeah, that's,
because he could keep
It's-
the property. and
It's wonderful that it's
keep
being put into conservation, it's wonderful, but
the lot. Well, show us the spot, will you? Is
I
it,
think it's both of these, I believe. This one and this one.
which, I'm having trouble seeing.
The red highlight.
Okay. And where's the water access from there?
Well, I don't think, it's not like there's a beach. It's just,
It doesn't get to the water?
well, it does over here.
it's kind of
Oh,
swampy,
I'm
it's
seeing-
kind of swampy water, but
It
it's.
is.
I'm seeing vegetation that needs to be harvested. That's the word, right? Harvested.
Only 99 cubic yards, so.
Yeah.
Question, is this, and I think you know the answer, but just to voice it out loud, is this potential conservation land connected to any other conservation land?
I don't believe so.
I guess everything around it's all privately owned.
well, there's the
Yeah,
pond
'cause I think
itself.
Peter owns this, I
Is the
believe.
pond itself, I mean, is there any public access on Pierce Pond?
Not that I'm aware of.
just like Sam has said, no, right?
I would think that would be the reason that if it is private, that it is kept private. I mean, it's also, isn't, Roche Ave is a private roadway, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's for the resident,
Yeah.
So
I do
don't-
believe that there's city property, though, that could be opened up for access, but I don't think there, again, I don't think there's any parking.
There's an old paper road here, but.
Yeah, I could see not opening it up to the public, but then why does the city own it if it's not open to the public? I think that.
Yeah, and the reason I asked that question is, more conservation land is a good thing, but if you get a bunch of little pockets of isolated conservation land, it's not as good as if they're connected
Sure.
to other parcels that are also under conservation.
Mhm. All right, well, let's table that and I'll get some answers. So we'll
Any
revisit
other
it.
thoughts, questions?
I have 5 questions.
Five
Please.
questions.
5 questions.
Yes.
Any environmental site assessment done by them? Just if we're gonna
No.
take it as a city, anything, dumping anything that could be our responsibility?
You're right.
Yeah, fair.
Good point.
Mhm.
Does the city council need to accept the gift? Does it go through them too?
No.
No?
Oh, it
I'm
does?
answering.
No, I think it does.
Oh, does it?
I would assume so.
Okay, then why,
Yeah.
I didn't read them mentioned anywhere in that document.
Does it say in the other document that it has to go to the Conservation Commission? Or
Yes.
is this just something
Yeah,
else?
it says that it's going through the Conservation Commission.
That may have been a
as the
condition,
entity that
Peter.
can accept the land.
I don't know, I wouldn't assume that without,
Yeah,
Can you use that question?
I
Just
shouldn't,
confirm
I
that.
shouldn't have answered it as I did, but I didn't read anything about that. It just said it would go to, through Conservation Commission. So I don't
That's
think,
why, I mean, to your point, that's why I asked.
would you ask, Jesse?
Yep.
Yeah, I plan on, that's why, yeah.
I know. Paula?
Okay. This is very tactical, but the acceptance form has a signature line for Charles Patchen. Should that be
Yeah,
Charles
it's-
Raymond?
That's.
It is, yeah, it's, but good catch.
Just
Very
making
good
sure the
catch.
paperwork is
Whose
right.
name is it?
They put
That's
on
you
Charles
too, Gary.
Vashon.
You didn't even
No,
know.
I don't know.
Okay, who maintains the memorial marker, mows, marks the boundaries, carries the insurance? What's the annual cost? All questions we should know as a city, right?
Hmm?
Or have answers we should have as a city? Is any of that anywhere?
I'm sure that they have that
They have
info,
that.
they're looking, yeah.
I've
Everybody's doing their
asked
homework
about
before they're taking anything on.
properties
can-
that we are responsible for. There's a spreadsheet that lists them from the open space plan. And it says which departments are owner manager of properties, and I have yet to find out what that means,
Okay.
honestly. I've asked, Jesse hasn't had a good answer.
I still don't know where that came from.
Well, the open space plan.
Oh,
It's a
that's from
big
the open
document.
space
Yeah, it
one?
comes out,
Yeah.
it came out of that, the spreadsheet itself,
Yeah.
which was approved by various city officials and so on.
Mm.
Now, I'm assuming there's been no environmental study, because there just probably wouldn't be. It's just the woods undeveloped over near the pond.
Yeah, you know that people do dumping, I mean.
Yes, they do.
Things
course they
happen. Yeah, we just wanna make sure we're protecting against any
Well,
liabilities.
and
Fair enough.
following up on your question,
Yeah.
have you walked through the land?
No, and I wouldn't be the person to do that either.
Who would be?
I would think that Greg and Wendy, they handle the insurance and the liability and all of those things for the city, so my guess is that they've already, looked into all of these things. I know that they're looking at the specifics on any piece of property before they accept it as, being cities.
Okay, if you can get a checklist from to share with Paula, that would be great. What did they look at? I think of your questions really
Yeah.
legitimate. We might have blown
Yeah,
by
no, I
without
agree.
them, but.
Yeah, the size assessment for a parcel that big is not gonna be somebody casually walking through it. It's a
Yeah,
detailed
you're right.
assessment.
Right.
Yeah, it's an expensive assessment, so.
Oh, you just gotta walk through it. and
Yeah,
look for
well, why
obvious
don't
stuff.
we give me some time to look into
Yeah,
all
that's
this
fair.
stuff?
Yeah,
and
that's
we'll
fair.
Bring it up at the next meeting.
Those are good questions.
Paula, your next question.
Final question.
No,
Next.
Yes.
The utility, so National Grid hat on, right? The utility easement allows water, sewer, electric, and drainage to be installed under 23,000 square feet in the gift. Do we know if there's any wetlands resources in there that we would then, as a committee, be responsible for protecting? It's a similar question about the environmental kind of assessment.
Mhm.
What's there, and then
We haven't
Sure.
walked through it, we were just asked to accept this property, and these are good reasons to question before we do any
Accept it.
such acceptance.
Understand the reason, for sure. Is there any questions?
Is there,
Okay.
is there, do you have the GIS data layer, wetlands measure?
Yeah, I mean, it's already on.
Yeah, there's
That's
wetlands on
it, that's
there.
it there? Okay.
Well, no, I mean, this is the pond, and then this is Peter's parcel, this is a different one.
Oh, to the north, what's that? The one with the,
Yeah,
the
this
screwy lines
is,
there.
this isn't the one that we're looking at.
Oh, yeah, okay, we're looking at that.
Yep.
We're looking at that one. We're
Yep.
looking at that one? Doesn't that one have some wetlands on to the north there, the northeast? The
This is Peter's,
east?
Peter Bevenzi's.
Yeah, is he?
So this is not what we're looking at.
Okay, he's not,
No,
okay,
Peter would not be,
he's not doing it.
no.
I don't think.
Well, yeah, I think he has, but.
I don't think if there were any wetlands there, that it would be an issue, because we don't need to ask to change any of it, so we don't have to come before the commissioner.
Yeah, I mean, it would be handled like any other, nothing about accepting a deed changes like the jurisdiction of the WPA. If I were proposing work there, then they would need to come to us, you know, in my mind.
But yeah, so it's already gone through the risk insurance agent, so to speak, so he can, Jesse will talk with him, that's great, and get back to you.
Okay.
And I can fill this in at the next meeting.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. So we are not gonna vote on the deed acceptance tonight, so that is delayed, we'll call it. Okay. We also were gonna ask about the Day of Caring, remember the United Way project? We did some at Hotel last year, that was nice. If we wanted to do another project this year, certainly we could. And the question would be, what do we do? Jesse suggested, well, we've had that cleanup down at the new Knock Brookway, and we got a big section we didn't quite get to that's really stuck in the woods some, and maybe we go back there and continue with that. And wear heavier clothing and crawl in there and try to get some of that cleaned up.
Is this on the other side of the brook
This is on
from?
the Home Depot side. No, we could go onto the other side, but even just on that one side.
Oh, down there, okay.
What did I do? I started taking.
You can keep that. I was just making sure I went over everything I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, wouldn't mind doing that. For lack of other ideas, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, Boutel right now, we didn't see, we did there, we're in good shape, the grass had grown back.
That was,
some.
that was where we had the big piles of,
Well, we had the big piles,
Big
and
soils.
Mike brought over his heavy equipment, we
Right.
knocked the piles down, we also went through all the trails
yeah,
and did
okay,
a little maintenance there, but we got rid of those mounds of dirt that became weed piles.
right.
Which had never been there in the first place, got them, knocked out the dirt removed, poison ivy removed with it, and then grass planted. And the grass did take, with the last round I went back, Jesse helped me some, and that one did take. So that looks pretty good. So this would be one we can, the Brookway is what goes behind
Yes, sir.
Market Basket. You're
Yep.
familiar with that walking area. So we've gone there a couple times on the cleanup month in, what, March and April? Or
Yeah.
April, May, whichever.
April,
is-
birthday.
April.
Yeah.
And gone and done cleanups there 2 years in a row now. So I guess we'll plan another one, and Jesse can submit something to ask for a few volunteers, 5 or 6 or something.
Sounds good to me.
So,
Along with us commissioners, whoever can make it, and it's on a Friday.
is that this day of Karen?
Yes.
The Day
And-
of Caring's on a Friday.
And do we have a date for that?
I believe 18th,
I
is
can
it?
figure it out.
Oh,
I
okay.
can look it up.
September.
Yeah, it's in September.
Is that just for us, or is that?
Friday, September 18th. Yeah, I mean, that would just be our commissions.
What time?
I think we
Um,
started last year at what, 10 or 11
I
maybe?
think it's a set time. I think it's 9 to 1. And then there's a big lunch, there's a breakfast beforehand and a big lunch after, if anybody wants to attend that.
If we can
Put on
believe
by
it.
the United Way, and there's T-shirts available, also, if anybody wants one of those.
You had me at breakfast.
Yeah. That's usually
There
at
you
the
go.
Wolf,
Yeah, Great Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh,
Um,
I could do some in the
You can
morning.
use the water slide too.
there you go, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 9-1. Jesse can send us out an email with details.
Okay.
And he firms that up.
Cool.
We wanna get through that idea.
Yes.
Do something in the morning, but I should get to work. 4:20.
One other thing I wanted to cover, I want to get the road names wrong. Remember Harwood Terrace? It was
Yeah.
Harwood Terrace, and then the house that was above it, I guess,
18.
that had all the new house. This is on the Kmart overlook, so this house was built on, a new road got put in to build a new house, and we allowed it. And as it turns out, since the water drainage changed, and it came down in individual, sheets basically now instead of it more spread out, created a serious flooding issue for one of the residents there. And it basically, the water just broke through a little barrier wall, went straight down and just wiped right down through the backwoods of his yard, right down the steps, right into the house. It's quite a story. So I said, one of the big rainstorms recently, I went back by this guy's house. I've been there a few
Oh, really?
times since. He doesn't remember my name, but he does remember that engineer's name. That was funny. And who designed it. And he had, it's worked great.
Okay.
What the
Super.
engineers ended up doing, they put a huge pile of rocks at the bottom of one of these sheets of water to break the energy and slow it down and spread it out. And then it gets into this little trough that was reinforced somewhat with dirt. And that's been holding up, and this resident had managed to plant a whole big yard there.
Fantastic.
And he's happy as can be.
Huh.
So this,
That's the homeowner that got hammered?
yes, this is the
Wow, nice.
homeowner down below it.
Right.
The house is not done yet, they're still working on the house.
Are they really?
Yeah.
The what, house up above?
The house up above, that's the one that we approved. So this, Paul, was our big mistake in my 5 or so years here, was that being approved and the engineering not working for the stormwater drainage. So we worked with the engineers on a solution, and now it appears to be working great.
Well,
So I wanted to report that.
We're only volunteers and not fluvial geomorphologists or anything, so.
Well, speak for yourself, who knows? Anyways, what else do we want to cover? Anything else there?
I think that's all I had.
Any commissioners, anything else you want to add? Paul?
Just welcome Paula.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll send my resume that the mayor had to also, you can, if you'd like,
We'll grill you next meeting.
and run it next time.
Sounds good, thank you. Welcome, we're glad to have you with us, and we appreciate all the questions. If you'd been
Very
in
much
the
so.
audience asking those, we would have recruited you. As we did with Stephanie, who normally
We've done that in the past, yeah.
used to sit here. So, our next meetings will be September 8th and September 22nd, and with that, we'll take a motion to adjourn. Paul, you want to give a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you,
I'll
second.
second that.
Thank you, Chuck.
A whole bunch of seconds.
Very nice. Chuck his credit. How do you vote, Nick?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
Chuck?
Aye.
Jordan?
Hi.
And Paula?
Yes.
Perfect.
Good to go.
Thank you, everyone.